The king are dead. The heads of him and his kin are sitting in those 3 boxes, and their legacy is rotting in the sun right along with them. I'm not out there for the victory rally. I'm spent. I have to learn this world and what I'm doing. I'm only 20 years old. I have just killed over a dozen people. Wow, a 6'5" African-American man built like a tank, and even with all this muscle, I'm just collapsed in these silk sheets, trying to recover from an energy I don't even know how to use yet. I feel like my body is going to rip itself apart. While everyone else celebrates, I'm trapped in a dream where I see this woman, or I might be remember this woman. I just don't know. There's a fire, and a woman steps out of it. She's beautiful, and she looks at me with this intense love, calling me husband. Then she asks me where my other 3 wives are. I feel this pull, this strange connection, something I've felt before, but never understood. It's like a magnetic force drawing me towards something just out of sight. When I finally wake up, dragging my exhausted body out of bed, the door bursts open. It's them. Shawnee, the beautiful African-American elf who moves with such grace. She looks at his shoulder and starts crying. Adele, the Viking princess with that striking white hair and fierce eyes, asked me how long have you had that mark, and Liana was compelled to touch the mark. Why is this mark so important? Immediately after she touched the mark, all 3 of them got pulled into like a dream-like state, where they can see exactly what I see. They see it immediately, the seal of the ruler it gives the right to be king. But at this time I had no idea what this thing was. We'll get into that at some other point. If you think this is crazy, wait until you figure out how I figured this out. A blood red emblem glowing on my back. Shawnee starts to cry, and it's not from joy. Her voice trembles as she tells me it's a mark of royalty. It's the same mark that all 3 of them carry. It's the reason they've been searching for so long. They were looking for their king. They were looking for me, but I don't know what to tell them. I tell them the truth. I remember nothing. No parents, no home. My past is a blank slate, filled only with fragments of a world that shouldn't exist. I see flashes of emerald fields made of glowing crystals, winged whales swimming through the sky, and massive ice dragons soaring over frozen oceans. Adele just stares at me, her face pale. She knows there's no way I could know about those things. No one from this world could. She says it's impossible, unless I had actually been there. Liana steps forward, her eyes sharp, analytical. She looks at me, then at the mark on my back, and a theory forms on her face. She tells me to say the words, seal unlocked. I don't know why, but I trust her. I say them. The moment the words leave my lips, a burst of raw energy slams into all 4 of us. The world dissolves around me. We're transported deep beneath the castle, into some kind of hidden dungeon. It's ancient and cold. Before I can even process what happened, my wrist bracelet, a simple band I've always worn, starts to react. It glows, twisting and contorting. At the same time, a mechanical skull mask appears out of thin air, hovering right in front of me. They pull towards each other, fusing together in a flash of black, gold, and blue light, before latching onto the bottom half of my face. And then, the mask speaks. It's my father's voice. His voice is calm, but heavy with grief and power. He tells me I was never meant for a normal life. He tells me about a man named Tran, a monster who murdered my mother right in front of him. He explains everything. No, I can't be seeing this. My father stricken with grief, after seeing the severed head of his one-time love. Little did the king know that he would pay for his arrogance in his own blood, and the family that he had would suffer the same fate as my mother and father. My father was a wise man. He took the necessary steps to get me away before any of this ever happened. My father and mother's heads were decorations at the king's ball. They were placed on the table for everyone to see, because King Tran wanted to make sure that his rule would not be questioned by anyone. He decided to rule the realms himself and take over nations that he should never be touched, nations that kept the balance of the world. He took over the northern lands. He took over the Elven Kingdom. Then he took over the Mud Sanctuary. He thought his rule would last forever especially if my mother and father weren't there questioned his rule and unite the kingdoms. Those kings, the ones whose heads are in the boxes upstairs. That was his vengeance, carried out through my hands. He sent me to this dimension when I was just a child, hoping I'd be safe. He gave me to the first woman he saw who shared our skin, trusting her to protect me. This is my legacy. He tells me my power has no limit, that it grows exponentially with every wife who falls in love with me. Shawnee, Adele, Liana, they aren't just princesses. They're my destiny. But I have to keep this a secret. I have to protect this world from the forces that destroyed mine. He gave me one final command, and his voice rings in my head now. A promise and a mission that I will live by for as long as I draw breath. Don't stop. Thanks for watching. If you want to see where this journey goes next, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming.